Valley Sports. Mark, it seemed like your starting group tried to kind of rev the engines both at the beginning and then again at the second half, but just one of those nights where your guys just didn't quite have the execution and the juice the way that they needed to. How do you see it?
I thought we did a great job after the start of the game, giving ourselves a chance. We cut it to 4, I think, at one point. I don't know if we took a lead, but I mean, we cut into it a little bit and then got it to 8 going into the half, scored out of halftime, got it back down to 5, and just couldn't, get a handle on it. Obviously, Booker was great tonight. Their offense was cooking, and we didn't do a great enough job offensively to pace with them. So, obviously, a tough game.
Lindy obviously knocked out a ton of shots, but the second unit, who didn't necessarily play a ton of minutes together already this season, seemed to do a really nice job with their response. What did you see specifically from that group?
Well, I mean, second units in general, you want the guys off the bench to elevate the energy of the game, and especially on a back-to-back with tough travel. Those are the guys, the guys that didn't play a lot of minutes last night. Those are the guys you want to lean on in that situation, and they did a great job. We were down 15 in a hurry, and they just kind of cut back into it and kind of, scrambled back into the game and put us in a good position going into the half.
And then you talked recently about kind of viewing everything through a lens of development at this stage of the season. Did you feel like, were there any moments that stood out to you that felt like, okay, this is a tick forward for X player, or, in the second half, these were good developmental opportunities for some of these guys?
I mean, we've seen, guys like Isaiah get it going from 3, but this is the first time we've seen Lindy do this in the G League, but not in an NBA game yet, where he just really gets it going like that. So that was good to see, and I thought the group that closed the game, we never take for granted guys competing and playing the right way all the way through the finish line. I thought those guys for the last 5 or 8 minutes did a nice job for us.
Mark, aside from missed shots, what didn't click offensively for the starting group?
I don't know. I'd have to look at it. I think it's slippery. You make a couple of those and it stabilizes the game. You're down by 4 or 6 instead of 15, and maybe it's a different game. I thought we'd get some decent looks early that didn't go down. Missed some finishes. There's a little bit of everything, and that's why the defense and the rebounding is so important, because if you can just kind of keep them at bay during that time and wait for your offense to turn, that's usually how you keep yourself in a game.
And then anything stand out that allowed Booker to get loose? I know he does that a lot, but specifically tonight.
I mean, I think a lot of them are really tough. That's why he's a great player, and that's why they're a great team. They've got guys that make those tough ones. A lot of them were over a hand. A lot of them, were one of those ones that if you just froze it on the rise of the shot, we'd be okay with the contest. It was just one of those nights, combination of that, and then us offensively not really doing a good enough job pacing with them is the difference in the game.
Jared Butler was part of that group that sort of stabilized things in the first quarter, and tonight was really the first extended look at him. As you continue kind of learning his game and stuff, what stood out from what he did tonight and just what he's done in this first week or so, however long he's been here?
He's got great maturity and poise and a great character as a guy, and I thought that was on display tonight. It's always interesting when you throw a guy out there in this circumstance, because they know in the back of their mind their opportunities are kind of limited because of the context of him entering the season this late, and we haven't used him very much. And so seeing him play with the poise he did and still kind of stay inside the team is impressive, because there would be a tendency for a lot of guys to go out there and feel like they have to hit a home run.
Anybody else? Go ahead.
What was it in the third quarter that, and I know Booker aside, was working for them and wasn't working for you guys as well when you guys caught that?
I thought, like I said, we got the game in a controllable place out of halftime, scored coming out of halftime, got it to 5. I mean, we should have been in a manageable spot there. It was just stops. I mean, they had 44 points in the quarter. Some of those were, shot making, but some of them were, stuff we could have controlled. And the combination of that and just the lack of rhythm offensively is obviously what did it.
And then trying to kind of stabilize the game after they got off to a hot start.
Just come in and try to give us a spark off the bench. Come in and compete and play Thunder basketball, share the ball. Just try to make winning plays and get us back into it.
Just tell me about the barrage of threes, and you got them in a variety of different ways.
Just trying to constantly move the defense around, sharing the ball, like I said, and then, yeah, just trying to play fast, play Thunder basketball, and let it fly.
We talked a couple days ago about just shooting gravity and how, when you start to make some of those shots or teams are recognizing that, things might open up for others. In the second half, were you noticing that they were kind of pulling more towards you? What was happening out on the court? Did you hear any chatter or conversation from them?
Yeah, as a shooter, you just expect it. Once a couple go in, good teams are going to make adjustments. And I know that coming in second half that they were going to be a little bit closer and be tighter on their coverages, guard-to-guard screens, and just whenever I'm moving off the ball or Isaiah or anybody that's, got it going, they're going to make adjustments.
Yeah, Lindy, not knowing when your minutes are going to come, like what does this night do for you individually as far as like confidence and moving forward?
Yeah, not knowing, it doesn't bother me. I feel like that's the fun part of it, coming in, and you never know when your name's going to be called, and you just got to come out and compete and play as hard as you can, play Thunder basketball, and then, whatever happens, good or bad, you got to turn the page the next day.
As a shooter, are you feeling good once that first one drops, or like when were you really like feeling like you were in the zone shooting the ball tonight?
When I was in shoot around, when I was going through my pregame routine, just trying to lock in. It felt really, really good leaving my hand early, way before tip.
Does that usually carry over for you? Like if you're feeling good in shoot around, you're gonna feel good in the game?
Yeah, for sure. And then, it just builds up that confidence, going game speed, trying to get those early reps out the way, break a sweat and get my body going early. Because, like you say, you never know when your name's going to be called. So, yeah, it felt good.
You really packed a punch tonight. What were you all feeling out there just in terms of energy and rhythm to try to pick up the starters?
Yeah, just going out there and trying to bring the energy. Felt like we came out a little slow. We got guys, who played a lot of minutes the game before. So just go out there and try to bring energy any way we could. Try to get stops, and then just play our brand of basketball on the offensive end.
And, when you get catch and shoot opportunities for yourself and for Lindy and Uzma, it just seemed like kind of those things started to pile up more and more. Do those things have energy behind them to be able to create even more of them?
Yeah, for sure. When we have a bunch of guys out there that just go out there and play unselfish, looking to make the right plays, it gives energy, for everybody out there. When you hit a shot or when you see one of your teammates hit a shot, it just gives you energy, and you try to make those plays as much as you can.
What made them such tough covers tonight defensively?
They really didn't miss a shot. Started with Devin Booker. Devin Booker, came out aggressive. He had some tough shots where we played, our defense. And then after that, they just really got what they wanted, got into the paint, sprayed it out. And, the guys just knocked down shots, but it started with Devin Booker.
Tre, what's it like to see a teammate in the zone like Lindy was there in that first half?
It's good seeing somebody like Lindy, the situation he's in, see him come out and, have success out there. But for me, it was just trying to find him as much as I could, put him in the, best position for him to knock down the shots because he had it going early.
You faced FaZe in practice. What was it like playing against Darius in a real game?
It was cool, man, other than the fact that we were down by a lot. But it was cool just to see him out there. It's been a couple games where I know he don't play. We talk almost every day. So just to see him out there, playing basketball, it was cool to see. But, he kind of knows, like, our plays, my game. It was one play where I drove down the lane. I was hoping to get contact, and he moved out the way because he knows, like, from going against him every day. So he knew it. I told him, I was like, you messed me up on that one because I was expecting the contact. So it was cool seeing him out there, though, and playing against him.